Let's make some ooey gooey vegan lasagna. Yum, yum, yum. And I only use 1 bag of vegan cheese. So I put this in here, bok choy. And why? Because I got it for 43-cent marked down. I usually would use something like spinach or broccoli in my lasagna, but I used bok choy and it was amazing. Make sure you clean it very well. If you see in the background, I have my walnuts soaking, and we'll get to that in a minute. Clean it well with a veggie wash and drain it, and then go ahead and dice it up. So I diced each one by hand, and this is very nutritious, has a lot of fiber. It's a cruciferous vegetable, so it's good for your immune system. And bok choy, if you don't know it, is super, super flavorful, very inexpensive. Even though this one I got marked down for 43 cents, normally it's still inexpensive, and it holds up in your refrigerator for quite a long time. So I chopped up all my bok choy, and next I put in onion, chop that up. Then I just peeled my garlic, and I'm going to put that in a hand chopper in just a minute. But first, I'm going to chop up my soaked walnuts. I have about a cup, and I blended those in my hand blender, and then I set those aside. Next, I chopped up 8 ounces of mushrooms, and these are regular white button mushrooms. Chop those up. Set that aside. Then I took 4 tablespoons of olive oil, warmed it up, and I added in my onions and 5 sun-dried tomatoes and the garlic that I blended in my hand chopper for flavor, right? So then I added that sun-dried tomatoes and those garlics together. Added that to my onions, and then of course I added in my bok choy, which I washed again after I chopped. Go ahead and just saute that up, mix it all together so you're getting all that flavor, and it's nutrient dense too, so you're getting all this extra fiber, all this extra flavor. So then I added in my mushrooms and my walnuts. High fiber lasagna is what this is going to be. Look at all that fiber from the mushrooms, the walnuts, the bok choy, the onions. This is the kind of meal that you want if you want to prevent cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, right? This is what they're talking about when they say pack it with fiber. I added in some oregano to season it. Garlic powder. Onion powder. And then I added in a little fennel seed here, and the reason why I do that is to make this taste like a sausage. So sometimes people put a little sausage inside of their lasagna. That fennel seed really gives it that sausage reminiscence. Then I just went on and covered it up for about 20 minutes. Then I started on the rest of my lasagna. Go ahead and boil some salted water. Start putting your lasagna noodles inside. These were refrigerated lasagna noodles. You can buy dried ones. And then I took those noodles out to drain. Then I started my bechamel sauce. And this is what makes it ooey gooey, and what keeps you from having to use a whole bunch of cheese and also vegan ricotta, which is very expensive. So I used a stick of vegan butter, some vegan bouillon, and also a half a cup of flour, and I whisked that together to get that raw flour taste out. Make sure you cook that out. And then I went on and added 32 ounces of water. Now you could, if you want it to be a little richer, you can go ahead and use vegan milk here, and it's going to be a little bit richer and creamier. But if you don't have the money and you want to save on vegan milk, go ahead and use water. It's just fine because you have that bouillon in there, and it's going to give it a yummy, yummy taste. And then just add some salt and pepper and let this thicken up. Now, I'm going to start assembling my lasagna. 1 jar of really good marinara sauce. Put my 1 layer of noodles in. If you get that cheap marinara sauce, it really doesn't taste that good. You have to do more doctoring to it if you get the cheap stuff. If you get something a little more expensive, you can just pour it right in because it's going to be amazing. Then I put my mushroom walnut mixture, a layer of that. Then a layer of bechamel sauce. Just put a little bit of vegan mozzarella. You don't have to be skimpy here because you want it to be nice, ooey and gooey. So then your lasagna sheet, and just kind of repeat this step. Your marinara sauce, and if you can't remember exact steps, it's okay. Just keep layering it. Your mushroom walnut meat with all that nutrient density in there. A little more vegan cheese, and this is vegan mozzarella, but you can use any flavor that you like. Not too much. You don't need that much. It's really for flavor. And add in some bechamel sauce on top of that. And more lasagna noodles. Then a little more marinara. I just use 1 jar for this whole dish. And vegan meat sauce again. Bechamel. Then I like to add a little bit of sauce on top, just whatever little bit I have, and also cheese. That cheese, you want it to be near something nice and moist, and that's going to help the cheese to melt. You can even cover it a little bit if you want to, but that moisture, like the liquid of the bechamel, is going to make it so it's nice and ooey gooey. Now, the thing about lasagna is you go and let it cool for about 40 minutes to an hour so that it sets up nice. And there you go. I added a little Parmesan cheese to it, vegan Parmesan cheese. And this thing was so good. If you can't wait to set it up, it's going to just flop all over the plate. It still will be delicious, but it just won't give you these nice little layers here. So I hope you enjoy and try to make this recipe.